Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, Gord. You're hurting hippie. And welcome to Am I Too Old for This? Could follow that with a word, but I'm keeping this general audience. Not putting the adult only tag on this video because I kind of owe it to all y'all, no matter what age, to explain what happened, and I'll get to that. First, friends, it's 9 in the morning and I'm already out on a walk. It's also 9 Celsius, and it feels like 9 with the wind chill. So it's a day of 9s. And speaking of 9, this is going to be the worst segue in the world. Speaking of 9, 9 in German means no. And that's what I was told by YouTube. Yeah, that's poor. Yes, my friends, yesterday I put up a video and I feel like I can't even tell you. Oh, watch the squirrels. Chasing each other. I love that. Anyways, yeah, back to the hippie. I don't know how much I can tell you of what I mean by YouTube told me no without having them tell me no again. By the time this goes up, it's Tuesday. I'm preparing it throughout today, but and excuse me while I try to find my footing, because that's what this is all about. That's what this video, am I too old for this? Because it's not really it's a fog. It's a fog, but it's like this has caused me a strong inability to think laterally, to think at all. I'm sitting here feeling like there's another shoe to drop, and there isn't. But for many of you who don't know what the frick is the hippie talking about, well, pitter patter, I'll get at her. And I'll try to do it in a way that won't get me a strike on my channel. Yes, this channel got a warning because in 12 years of being on YouTube, I've never had a strike. In fact, I've never had a warning. Yes, I had my channel absolutely deleted when during the apocalypse, because I was cannabis and they just deleted all cannabis channels, then gave it back to us. So that's the only difficulty I've ever had. Oh, sure, I've had sometimes where I don't put the adults only tag on, and they give me heck and say, no, this was adults only. Yeah, I'm trying to find. So yesterday, because of all this talk about the poke in the arm, I felt the need to give an opinion piece. And I'm just going to say, basically, the whole video was my opinion on getting the poke. And remember, I've had it. And so is most people in my family. I'm just for freedom. That's basically what it was. There were details, of course, because it was a 13-minute video. There were opinions about certain things. How can you give an opinion without backing it up with the data that helped you make that opinion? Hang on, someone passing. So, how can, I come from a world, a rather conservative world, but a world where in university, I loved debate club, and I kind of ran it, and I loved it. And the most important thing was you don't cite an opinion without citation of the facts that brought you to that opinion. So I followed that. And it was my best received video, the best viewed in the first 3 hours of any video I've ever produced. And it was getting thumbs up. In 3 hours, it had 55 views and 25 thumbs up. It now has nothing. I appealed, and within minutes, they threw my appeal away and said, no, we've reviewed with the human and we back this decision. There's no way you reviewed with the human. You answered quicker than the length of the video. But anyways, I digress. So, because of that, they issued, because I've never had a warning or a strike, I got a warning instead of a strike. And they said if I do it again, then I get a strike in 7 days, this channel won't be seen. So just in case, folks, if you see me not around, I'm coming back in 7 days. But that finally brings us full circle into what the hell am I talking about? Am I too old for this? I'm not saying I'm leaving YouTube, but I'm saying, am I too old to be posting a public opinion that won't be shared, will be shared, that won't be shared by all? I mean by sharing my opinion, not sharing the video. Yeah, see? This is the result. I used to get, oh, we've demonetized this video because it deals with violence, and then you appeal and all that. I've dealt with that for years, and I was real glad to unmonetize my channel, stop the monetization of my channel, because I didn't have to deal with that anymore. And now this comes up the first time I stick my toe back into the water of politic and opinion, and I get slapped. Yeah, like that, a real hard slap right in the head, and I feel it. I feel it this morning, and that's why at 9 a.m., yes, I'm heading to the river. I'm going for a walk. And how about, I've been long in the tooth, how about we'll leave it at that, and in a few minutes, we'll be at the river. And we'll talk some more. I'll give some thunking on the way. Peace. Welcome. Part 2. Why my angst? Why do I have such angst over the loss of a video? Well, it's a good question. Sorry, I'm watching the birds. This is really nice down at the river, and I do think after this, before the next section, I'm going to cut in a little bit of a montage because I've just seen some really nice stuff. Right now, there's a black crane right across there, flapping its wings, trying to attract a female black crane, which just flew away. Anyways, I digress. Pasha, my little buddy, asked me, why is this bothering you so much? And I said, how about let me put it in a way that might help you. Pasha has spent most of the weekend working on characters for the game he plans to eventually one day build. And he's been working all summer, 3D renderings of every character. Once he's got the character figured out in pencil, then he uses Blender and makes a 3D animation of that character. He's slowly building it, and he's doing a hell of a job. But I said, imagine you spending this whole weekend, and all of a sudden, who cares how, your work was gone. Just gone. You know what you wrote, you know what you did, you maybe even could redo it it'll never be the same, will it? And you're going to feel a loss, aren't you? And he says, well, yeah, that would suck. And I says, well, my videos are my art form. My communication to this hippie community is an egress of my troubles and an outgress, if that's even a word, of how I handle them. It is a communication with friends, but it's also art. It's something I've built. It's something I nurture. Some of them, just that video alone, even though it was an opinion piece 13 minutes long, took 3 hours to record, edit, upload, render, and publish. You know? So the loss of something that you've worked that hard for can sometimes be difficult to let go of. And I'm down here right now in this beautiful weather. I am seeing animals everywhere, mostly birds. You're going to see sandpipers. You'll probably see geese. I'll try and get that black crane that's trying to show off to the female crane, but she isn't around. She took off, kind of like, leave me alone, buddy. So we'll put together a montage. But stay tuned. Stay tuned. Even skip the montage if you aren't into them, because there's more to talk about. As I slowly mend from YouTube, destroying... Oh, the black crane left. Oh, well. From YouTube, slowly destroying... No. As I recover from YouTube, ripping up a piece of my art. Y'all know what I was saying anyway. Let's go to the montage. here we are. The conclusion. Am I too old for this? Well, to quote Bill Clinton, depends on what the definition of is. Well, what is this? I am too old for this. If this is political and or current affairs commentary. A lot of you on this channel have asked me not to do it. Glenn Kennedy, one of the most strongest on saying, just don't do it. And every time I dip my toe into the pool of commentary, I almost always get bitten off. Bikers going by. Bikers. That kind of biker. But I almost always get bitten off in some way or another. And the nerves, the noive, fight you with two hands tied behind my back. No, the nerves of me, the hippie, are too, I hate to use the word frail, because I keep telling my son, I wish you had seen me like your brother and two sisters have seen me, as a strong man. I still stand up for myself, and that's all YouTube gives me when I do things like that. Yes, I love to share with y'all, and that's what this channel is going to stay as. Just something to share. Life, liberty, but not something to get the old hippie all stressed out about, and therefore decrease my ability to be what I need to be for my family. It isn't just Pasha. Yes, he's the youngest of my siblings, of my children, but I have grandchildren older than him and grandchildren younger than him, and still his brother, his two sisters, they still need me. And I have so many nice things I can focus on. First of all you all, I love my channel when I'm just sharing. When I'm sharing this beautiful world I'm in, when I'm going on a walk, when I'm telling you about my latest medicine, any of those kind of things, I'm full of joy. Anytime I post something that could be considered controversial, I'm full of angst. And I think it's just, I am too old for this. I used to thrive on stress, on pressure. That was what made this hippie tick. It kept me excited for the day and happy for the workload I have, and I loved to keep busy, and I maybe slept a total of 4 or 5 hours a day. But that was a man with much shorter hair and a stronger ability to handle the stress. Ever since my mental breakdown 10 or 12 years ago, I don't remember, I don't want to remember, but ever since then, my ability to take high stress levels is pretty well gone. And I should know that, and I should stop dipping my toes in a river of ice and find a nice hot tub and bring you all along with me. And that's your conclusion. Peace and cheers, friends. Love and harmony.